मम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे नित्यानंद नमस्तुभ्यं प्रेमानंद प्रदायिने कलौ कल्मषनाशाय जानवापतये नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरतुसे नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we welcome everyone for today's discussion on Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So we are discussing from Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 and verse number 41. So we discuss this verse. Vyavsayatmika buddhi ekeha kuru nandana bahu sakha yanantasya buddhayo avyavsayina. So I think we completed this discussion. Yes. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentions that who can develop Vyavsayatmika buddhi or Vyavsayatmika, what is the meaning of Vyavsayatmika buddhi? Means resolute on the path of Krishna consciousness. Ekeha Kuru Nandana. So one who accepts the instructions of a bona fide spiritual master as his life and soul, he is fixed on the path of Krishna consciousness very perfectly. That is what he says in his prayer, Yasya Prasadat Bhagavat Prasado, Yasya Prasada Nagati Kutopi, Dhyayam Stuvam Sasya Yasya Sri Sandhyam, Vande Guru Sri Charanada Vindam. So in this way, we can become fixed up in devotional service to Krishna without getting distracted by the allurements of Maya, material nature, in different forms. Only if we accept the instructions of a bona fide spiritual master as our life and soul. So, what is the meaning of accepting the instructions of a bona fide spiritual master as life and soul? The meaning is very simple, that apart from the following the instructions of a spiritual master, I do not know anything else. Means even if death comes, I will not abandon to follow the instructions of a spiritual master. That is the meaning. Or in other words, no amount of allurements, no amount of philosophical discussions can shift my attention in following the instructions of my spiritual master. Firm faith. So that is called firm faith. Firm faith, in the words of a bona fide spiritual master, is actually a Vyavsayatmika buddhi. Means fixed up intelligence and completely one one who is fixed up in the path of his spiritual life in Krishna consciousness. The symptom is that he never deviates in following the instructions given by a bona fide spiritual master. So this is what we learn from this verse. Vyavsayatmika buddhi. So one who has Vyavsayatmika buddhi, he has one pointed attention or one fixed goal. So there is no chance of getting deviated by any means, either by distractions, allurements, or desires for sense gratification. On the other hand, one who hasn't accepted the instructions of a bona fide spiritual master with uh, in his heart as his life and soul, or one who has not got the opportunity to get shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, who is coming in proper disciplic succession. The condition of such persons are mentioned in today's verse, verse number 42 and 43. What happens to those who either are unfortunate to get shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, guidance of a proper pure devotee, or even if somebody has got the opportunity of has the good fortune of meeting a proper devotee, a bona fide spiritual master, but still he is unable to accept the instructions with his whole heart. So the condition of such persons are mentioned in these two verses. So Krishna says they become attracted to so many flowery language of the Vedas, and in this way they lost their um, the ultimate goal, and they become. And the next verse also, verse 44, uh, also explains the same thing. Then their Vapsatmika buddhi, they lose their Vapsatmika buddhi, and they get attached to Bhoga Aishwarya, and in this way, their Chetasam, proper intelligence is Apaharat Chetasam. Apaharat Chetasam means they become bewildered in mind and get attracted to so many desires for sense gratification. In this way, they remain entangled in the cycle of birth and death. So it starts with these two slow verses. Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadanti avipashita vedavadarata partha nanyadasti iti vadina कामात्मानः स्वर्गपरा जन्म कर्म फल प्रदाम क्रिया विशेष बहुलाम भोगेश्वर्य गतिम प्रति. So Vedavad Rata Partha. This word is very important here. Janma Karma Phala Pradhan. So we'll read the translation first and we'll discuss. So men of small knowledge, and who has a small knowledge, very little knowledge, those who have no shelter of, those who have not got the shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. Because Vedic injunction is Acharyavan Purusho Veda. Acharyavan means one who possesses an Acharya. He knows the things as they are. Means if you are fortunate enough to get associated with a bona fide spiritual master who who has realized the conclusions of the scriptures, then by his grace or through his association, you can also develop the similar kind of knowledge. That is the meaning of Acharyavan Purusho Veda. Veda means knows, knowledge. Acharyavan means one who possesses an Acharya. So this is required. Jnanavan, Dhanvan, Balvan. Balvan means one who has strength, Bal. Jnanavan means one who has information, Gyan, information of so many departments of knowledge. Uh, Jnanavan, Balvan. Dhanvan means one who has wealth, lot of wealth. Uh, Similarly, Acharyavan. Acharyavan means one who has an Acharya, one who possesses an Acharya. So, Vedic injunction explains that who is the person in knowledge? Who is person in knowledge? Who can be accepted as a person having complete knowledge of all the Vedic literature? Means that means he has realized the conclusions. One who possesses Acharya. Vedic literature doesn't say that Vedic literature one Purusho Veda, means one who has all the Vedic literature, one who is Sanskrit scholar one Purusho Veda. No, it does not explain like this. One who has read all the scriptures, he has complete knowledge. No, what does scripture say? If somebody is Acharyavan, then he must have complete knowledge. There's no doubt, there's no question that he may be lacking in some knowledge, complete knowledge or perfect knowledge. So now what is the meaning of Acharyavan? Acharyavan doesn't only mean that you come and associate with a pure devotee or one of our spiritual masters, you talk with him, you ask many questions, and you get initiated by him. No, that is not just the meaning. Although it may be the process by which you may possess an acharya, but the real meaning of possessing an acharya means you uh, are means you possess their qualities, their knowledge. You get their knowledge. Possession uh, means you can claim that you belong to such a person. That is the meaning of possession. Possession. If that means you have connection, some affection or some bhava must be there. That's if you somebody if you can feel like that, I'm not alone on the path of Krishna consciousness. I'm not alone. I have an acharya or a devotee, a pure devotee, bona fide spiritual master, who to whom I belong. I belong to him, and he is my uh, benefactor, well-wisher, master. So that relationship is established. So this relationship is formally established through the process of initiation and through the process of hearing from a bona fide spiritual master. Out of these two, the second one is most important, more important. That one must hear very attentively from a bona fide authority, bona fide spiritual master. So in this way, he begins the process of possessing an acharya. But still, this is not complete. Simply by hearing, one does not possess an acharya until unless one accepts all of his instructions within his heart and abides by to follow it completely with no question of getting deviated, distracted. So that is the meaning of possessing an acharya. So, and that's what is also explained in one of the Vedic injunction. It is said, Yasya deve para bhaktir. This is mentioned in Svetasvatara Upanishad. Srila Prabhupada's quote, Srila Prabhupada quotes this in Srimad Bhagavatam 7th canto. So there it is mentioned. Yasya deve para bhaktir, yatha deve tatha guru. Tasyaiti kathita hi artha, prakasante mahatmana. Only unto those great souls who have implicit faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master are all the imports of the Vedic knowledge automatically revealed. Only unto those great souls. So they are known as great souls, Mahatmana. Mahatmana means they are Mahatma who have a strong, staunch faith, implicit faith in both the Supreme Lord, Deve, and Yasadeve, Parabhakti. Parabhakti means a staunch faith, full faith and devotion. And similarly, Yatha means similarly, Yatha Deve Tatha Guru. The same kind of faith, staunch faith, which one has for the Supreme Lord, if one can develop the same kind of faith, Tatha Guru, Guru means the spiritual master, then Tasyete Kathitahi Artha, Prakashante Mahatmana, then all the imports of Vedic knowledge are automatically revealed within his heart, in the heart of that great soul who has implicit faith or complete faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master. Then he can understand the Vedic knowledge completely. This is mentioned in Svetasvatara Upanishad. So that is what it means to say that we possess an acharya. Similarly, if we claim that we possess an acharya like Srila Prabhupada, then it's not just it should not just come out of lips, but one must be well equipped with the knowledge which Srila Prabhupada has given in his scriptures, in his literatures, and one must accept it, and one must follow it also. Then uh, it can be said that is one possesses an acharya, and such a person is acharya one Purusha Veda. He has complete knowledge. But apart from this, everyone else they Either they don't have any knowledge or they have some very little small knowledge. So even if somebody has some knowledge, some small knowledge, so some small knowledge means that they know some scriptures, they can quote scriptures, they can cite scriptures, they can read, and little bit they can understand also. So, but because of not really possessing an acharya, they don't know the proper or complete conclusions of the scriptures. They get bewildered by the different kinds of temptations given in the scriptures, especially the Karma Kanda section. So, what is the symptom of a person who has not achieved the shelter of a bona fide spiritual master? In these two verses, Krishna is going to explain this. And in nutshell, in very simple language, we can say a person who gets attracted by the Karma Kandiya portion of the Vedas. Uh, so, such kind of person is said to have a small knowledge, and he has not actually attained the shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. This is what Krishna is telling. Men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities. Fruitive activities means karma kand. Karma kanda means fruitive activities. Karma kanda refers to those sections of the Vedic literatures where Vedic literatures recommend certain kind of yagya, vrata, tapasya, karma, by which one can get some material benefit, even to the point of getting liberation from material existence. That is also a kind of karma kanda activity, but it has been categorized in a different manner. It is known as gyan kand. But actually, there is not much difference. Karma kanda, jnana kanda, both the things are more or less same only. That's why those of our acharyas, they have categorized these both the kinds of kandas, karma kanda, jnana kanda, sava vishera bhanda. Bhanda means pot. So karma kanda and jnana kanda, these are two pots which contain poison. So karma kanda is silver pot and jnana kanda is golden pot. But in both the pot, what is there? Only poison is there. So which pot will you refer? Will you prefer to drink? Which will you drink? Golden pot or silver pot? Both are same only. There's no much difference. So similarly, Jnana Kanda and this Karma Kanda both are more or less same because both of these two contains this poison of desire for self satisfaction, sense satisfaction. That's why Vaishnavas they condemned Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda. We don't have any hatredness for Karma Kanda. Some people they think that why you criticize Karma Kanda so much? You should also glorify. But there must be something which can be glorified. If there is nothing to glorify, yes, of course, the glories are there. But for those people who cannot accept the path of Krishna consciousness, for them Karma Kanda is okay, very nice. Because at least through Karma Kanda, they get connected to the Supreme Lord. So that's why for them it is very nice. But for us who are desiring to become elevated in pure form of Krishna consciousness, so it is not recommended. Lord Krishna himself is telling in these verses. We'll discuss in detail all these things. Krishna is himself is telling, men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas. Now, what these Vedas have been given by Krishna only. So Krishna himself has given these flowery words of the Vedas, which are various fruitive activities for elevation to heavenly planets, the resultant good birth, power, and so forth, so forth. So forth means up to the point of liberation, getting liberated. So, but being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they say that there is nothing more than this. So, such kind of mentality is condemned here. Lord Krishna has given this Karma Kanda section, no doubt about it. But for whom he has given? For those people who cannot directly accept the path of Krishna consciousness. So, in order to show mercy upon them, Krishna has given such allurements in Karma Kanda section. so that they may get attached to following some kind of religious rituals, and in this way they may get some punya, pious credit, and they can elevate their consciousness. And when one actually involves oneself into this karma kanda activities, so gradually he realizes that actually it is a poison. It cannot give me happiness, satisfaction. It is so troublesome. It gives only pain, because the more one enjoys in this material world, the more the desire for sense enjoyment increases. The more one tries to satisfy the lust for material sense enjoyment, the more the lust increases. So the people who get involved into karma kanda sections too much, then they come to this realization. So then Krishna has given for them the second chapter, that is known as Jnana Kanda. That okay, now you detach yourself from the activities of sense gratification. Now you take the path of nivritti. Nivritti marg you accept, means you detach yourself, become free from the enjoying mentality and get liberated. So that is Gyan Kand. So that one can come to the platform of understanding Brahman. And when one actually completes the chapter of Gyan Kanda and he comes to understand what is Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. Then further, Krishna very mercifully gives such a person association of pure devotees, and then he can understand actually this karma kanda, jnana kanda is just simply a poison. I should completely, altogether, I should give it up and fully take to the devotional service of Krishna. So for those who are desirous of advancing in pure form of Krishna consciousness, for them, karma kanda, jnana kanda, they must abandon this, otherwise they cannot progress ahead. So for them, Narottam Das Thakur has uh, told that these two kandas are pots of poison. And Lord Krishna is, in these two verses, Lord Krishna explains this, that only a man of small knowledge. He says, Yam imam pushpitam vacham. Pushpitam vacham means flowery words of the Vedas, means some flowers, fruits are offered in exchange of performing some kind of religious activity. Prabodhanti avipashita. Krishna uses the word avipashita. Vipashita means vipashita means a person who can see things as they are. Means they have one who has complete knowledge. They are vipashita. But avipashit means one who doesn't have complete knowledge, poor fund of knowledge. Prabhupada is writing, men with a poor fund of knowledge. This word poor fund is very significant. Fund means bank balance. So if you have poor fund of money, then you cannot purchase very the thing which is very costly. Similarly, this Krishna Bhakti is very costly object. So one cannot purchase it or get it. One who has poor fund of knowledge. One must have sufficient fund of knowledge. Then he can get devotional service to Krishna. But those who are only attracted towards the flowery language of the Vedas, means those who are too much desirous of getting sense gratification, so they are avipashita or they have poor fund of knowledge. That means they cannot understand beyond this, beyond the sense gratification. So that's why yam imam pushpitam vacham prabodhanti avipashita. Prabodhanti, they say, who say? That Vedavarata Partha Nanyadasti iti vadina. Na anyat na anyat asti iti. They say there is nothing beyond the material benefit out of performing any kind of Vedic ritual, ritualistic ceremony, any kind of Vedic this yagya, vrata, tapasya. So much so that these avipashita persons who are too much attracted with the flowery language of the Vedas, they because of poor point of knowledge, they say that even the chanting of the holy name of Krishna is also a kind of ritualistic activity meant for getting some material piety, meant for getting some material benefit. No. So this is we know by as Vaishnavas we know Padma Puran it is explained that this is an offense to the holy name. One who thinks that chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra will give good birth, good opulence, and good money or any kind of material benefit. By chanting Hare Krishna, one can get promoted to the heavenly planets, or even to the point of thinking that the result of chanting Hare Krishna is to get liberated from this material existence. If somebody thinks like this also, so that is also an offense to the lotus feet of holy name. And this is also an offense. Eighth holy name offense is this. But persons who are avipashita, poor fund of knowledge, they say like this, that there is na anyat asti iti vadina. They advocate or they say that there is nothing more than getting some material benefit out of following the Vedas. And they are known as Vedavad Rataha, supposed followers of the Vedas. They are Vedavad Rataha. They may be very much attached. Rata means they are continuously engaged in doing some sort of religious activity, some sort of yagya, dharma, tapasya, whatever it may be. But within their heart, they maintain this attitude that nothing else is the goal of life than to get some material benefit out of following any religious ceremonies. So these kind of people are known as avipashita, according to the opinion of the Supreme Lord Krishna. He says they are men with poor fund of knowledge. So one who accepts Karma Kanda section of the Vedas as the ultimate goal of life and hence become attached to it completely. So they are avipashita, men with poor fund of knowledge. So why now in the next verse, Krishna explains why such kind of people they become attached to the Karma Kanda section, why they do not, even after hearing, even after studying, knowing everything, why they do not progress ahead. So this will be explained in the next verse, verse number 43. Kamatmana Swarga Parajanma Karma Phala Pradhan. That we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay. Thank you very much. Time is getting over. Yes, any of you have some question? Can ask. Have any questions? Hare Krishna,
हरे
Hare
कृष्णा
Krishna,
प्रभु।
Hare Krishna.
पंचांग में। प्रभु, ये कर्म कांड का डेफिनेशन ये सही है ना? जो बिगनर्स है उनको ऐसे समझा सकते हैं
Yes,
क्या?
yes, समझा सकते हैं. If somebody desires anything except Krishna Bhakti, then it is Karma Kanda. Means Karma Kanda is very simple. One who desires to get some kind of or any kind of material benefit out of devotional service to Krishna or out of worshipping any demigod. That is Karma Kanda. Even if somebody is chanting Hare Krishna or worshipping the Supreme Lord Krishna, but still if he is desiring material benefit, that person also falls down in the category of karma kanda, and that is an offense at the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So one must avoid this. Okay.